Very good morning students. Myself Etal Saab from New LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. This is the second lecture with the Mathematics 2 and Unit 5 Higher Order Ordinary Differential Equation. Now in this lecture we are going to solve the non-homogeneous linear ordinary differential equation of higher order with constant coefficients. So an ordinary differential equation of the form a0 d raised to ny upon dx raised to n plus a1 d raised to n minus 1y upon dx raised to n minus 1 up to a and y equal to qx. Our right hand side is not equal to 0, where a0, a1, a2 up to an are constant and q is a function of x, is known as non-homogeneous linear ordinary differential equation with constant coefficients, and this equation can also be written as a0 d raised to n, a1 d raised to n minus 1 up to an into y equal to qx, where this bracket a0 d raised to n plus a1 d raised to n minus 1 up to an is function of d, and this function of d into y equal to q of x. In our last lecture, we study about the homogeneous linear differential equation. In that case, function of d into y equal to 0. At that time, our right hand side is equal to 0. So, that type of equation is known as homogeneous equation. But in this case, our right hand side is not equal to 0, which is a function of x, that is known as q of x, and function of d into y equal to q of x. So, this is the non-homogeneous ordinary linear differential equation. So, let us start this general solution of non-homogeneous linear ordinary differential equation. So, the general solution of equation 1 is obtained in two parts. First part, that is complementary function, which we already learned in our first lecture, how to find the complementary function. There are total 3 cases. For the first case, for the real and distinct root, second case for the real and repeated root, and third case for the complex roots, right? So, by applying our 3 cases, we have to find the complementary functions. And the second part, that is particular integral, which is known as pi. The short form of complementary function is CF, short form of particular integral is pi. Now, the general solution of non-homogeneous linear differential equation is the summation of complementary function and particular integral. Now, for the solution of this particular integral, we have shortcut method. There are 5 different type of shortcut method. So, in today's lecture, we learn about the first 2 shortcut method. For the first one, e raised to ax plus b, if our right hand side is in the form of exponential function, and for the second case, that is sin ax plus b or cos ax plus b, it means if our right hand side is in the form of trigonometric sine function or cos function. Okay, so let's start the application of this shortcut method. First case, that is qx equal to e raised to ax plus b. It means if our right hand side of the given non-homogeneous linear ordinary differential equation is in the form of exponential term. So, for the finding the particular integral, the formula is 1 upon function of d into e raised to ax plus b. So, as per the rule, we have to substitute, listen carefully, it is really important term, not the coefficient of x, that is a. So, we have to substitute the coefficient of x in the place of d in the denominator, or we can say in the function of d. So, if we replace d by a, that is 1 upon f of a e raised to ax plus b, but the condition is our denominator f of a must not equal to 0. So, if our f of a not equal to 0, this is our answer. But if our f of a equal to 0, at that time we have to write x in the numerator, and we have to find the derivative of this f of d, that is f dash d, and then we have to replace the multiple of x, that is a in this f dash d. So we get f dash a, right? So our answer is x upon f dash a into e raised to x plus b. Again the condition is f dash a must not equal to 0. If this not equal to 0, this is our answer. But if this f dash a equal to 0, then again we have to write x, another x in the numerator, that is x into x, so that is x square, and then we have to find the second derivative of this f of d, that is f double dash d, and we have to replace this a in this f double dash d, the place of d. So we get f double dash a. So our answer is x square f double dash a e raised to x plus b. Again the condition is f double dash a not equal to 0. So we have to go through this till our denominator, we get our denominator non-zero, right? So let's start the application of case 1. Our first example, solve d square y upon dx square minus 5 dy by dx plus 6y equal to e raised to 4x. Student, how you recognize the given differential equation is homogeneous or non-homogeneous? So if your right hand side is equal to 0, at that time your given differential equation is homogeneous. At that case you have to find only CF, only complementary function. Only you have to apply only 3 cases for the real and distinct root, for the real and repeated root, or the complex root. But if your right hand side is non-zero, it means your given differential equation is non-homogeneous, and at that time for the general solution you have to find 2 parts. One is CF, complementary function, and other is particular integral. And in this case your right hand side is in the form of exponential term e raised to 4x. So here we have to apply our case 1 for exponential term. Okay, so let's start the solution. Solution is the given differential equation, as you all know, d by dx, that is capital D. So here d square minus 5d plus 6 into y equal to e raised to 4x. So this is our given differential equation. Now for the complementary function, we have to write our given differential equation in the homogeneous form. That's why the homogeneous equation is d square minus 5d plus 6 into y equal to 0. We put here our right hand side is 0. That's why the given differential this equation is homogeneous differential equation. Okay. Now for the solution of this equation, the auxiliary equation is m square minus 5m plus 6 equal to 0. So now this is the simple quadratic equation. Now the factors are m minus 3 and m minus 2 equal to 0. So the roots are m equal to 3 and 2. Both roots are real and distinct. So as for the case 1 for the complementary function, our CF, that is C1 e raised to 3x, C2 e raised to 2x, right? As both roots are real and distinct. So students, if you have any query for this CF, please go through my first lecture of ordinary differential equation. Okay, so you know how we write the complementary function, right? Now this is our first part, CF. Now for the general solution, our second part, that is PI, right? PI is 1 upon function of D. So this is our function of D, students, right? So 1 upon function of D, that is D square minus 5D plus 6 into our right hand side, given equation's right hand side, that is e raised to 4x. See, this is the rule. 1 for PI, 1 upon function of D, and this is e raised to ax plus b, which is the right hand side of the given differential equation. Okay. Now, as per the rule, we have to substitute the multiple of x in this denominator's d, in the place of t. So if I substitute 4 in the place of d, I have 4 square minus 5 into 4 plus 6. So after simplification, I have e raised to 4x by 2. So it means my denominator is non-zero. So this is my answer for the given differential equation, or this is my particular integral. Hence, the general solution for this given non-homogeneous ordinary differential equation, your y is CF plus PI. Now what is your CF? Your CF is C1 e raised to 3x plus C2 e raised to 2x. And what is your PI? That is e raised to 4x by 2. So your general solution is C1 e raised to 3x plus C2 e raised to 2x plus e raised to 4x by 2. Now let's move with one more example, that is solve d square minus 2d plus 1 into y equal to 10 e raised to x. Now the solution of this non-homogeneous ordinary differential equation, first we have to find the complementary function. For that, the given equation is the homogeneous equation, and as you all know, the homogeneous equation is d square minus 2d plus 1 into y. We have to put our right hand side is 0. Now the auxiliary equation is m square minus 2m plus 1 equal to 0. Now the factors are m minus 1 the whole square equal to 0. It means the roots are 1 and 1, both are real and repeated. As both roots are real and repeated, so as per the case 2, my complementary function CF C1 plus C2x into e raised to x. Dear students, as you all know, I told you, if you have any query about the complementary function, please go through my first lecture of higher order ordinary differential equation. Now this is the first part of the general solution, CF. For the second part, PI, 1 upon function of d. What is our function of d? That is d square minus 2d plus 1, and our right hand side, that is 10 e raised to x, right? Now as per the rule, we have to substitute the multiple of x in the power of e. So multiple of x in the power of e, that is 1. So we have to replace this d by 1. So if we replace the d by 1, this 1 minus 2 plus 1, it means our denominator is 0. So we have to write x, and we get the derivative of this denominator, that is 2d minus 2. Now 10 e raised to x, keep it the same. Okay. Now again we have to substitute the multiple of x in this denominator. So multiple of x is 1. So if I replace the d by 1, again my denominator is 0, right? 2 into 1, that is 2. So 2 minus 2 is 0. So as per the rule, I have to again substitute x in numerator, that is x into x, x square, and the derivative of denominator, that is 2. Here 10 e raised to x, keep it the same, right? So now there is no d in the denominator, so this is our answer. So after simplification, 5 x square e raised to x, this is my particular integral. Hence the general solution, that is y equal to CF plus PI. And what is my CF? My CF is C1 plus C2x e raised to x plus PI, that is 5x square e raised to x. So this is the general solution of the non-homogeneous linear differential equation, that is d square minus 2d plus 1 into y equal to 10 e raised to x. So let's start with one more example for the better understanding. The solution here, my given differential equation is d square plus 6d plus 9 into y equal to 5 raised to x minus log 2. So this is just different kind of my right hand side. So have you recognized you have to apply your case 1 in this case. So in this, log 2 is constant term, and this phi raised to x we represent in the form of exponential term. So if your right hand side is constant term, or a is any constants, or a raised to x, so at that time please remember you have to apply your case 1 for finding the particular integral. But before going to find the particular integral, let's start for the complementary function. So our homogeneous equation is, the homogeneous equation d square plus 6d plus 9 equal to 0. So the factors are d plus 3 the whole square equal to 0. So the roots are minus 3 minus 3. Both roots are real and repeated. So as both roots are real and repeated, and as per the case 2, my complementary function is c1 plus c2x e raised to minus 3x. Okay, so this is my first part for the general solution. For the second part, pi, for 1 upon function of d, that is 1 upon d square plus 6d plus 9, and my right hand part is phi raised to x minus log 2. Okay, so here I represent my pi as phi raised to x upon d square plus 6d plus 9 minus log 2 upon d square plus 6d plus 9. As I told you, we can represent phi raised to x in the form of exponential term, and that is here e raised to x log phi. Phi raised to x we represent in the form of e raised to x log phi. So pi equal to, here e raised to x log phi, both are same, upon d square plus 6d plus 9 minus log 2 is constant. So here we represent log 2 into e raised to 0x, again both are same, upon d square plus 6d plus 9. Now as per the rule, e raised to x, so the multiple of x is log phi. So we have to replace this log phi in the place of this d. So here e raised to x log phi, so this is log phi whole square plus 6 into log phi plus 9 minus log 2 is constant, and the multiple of this x is 0 for this exponential term. So we have to replace this d by 0 in the second term, that is 0. Again 6 into 0 is 0 plus 9. So we represent e raised to x log phi upon, this is log phi plus 3 whole square minus log 2 by 9. This is our particular integral, and hence the general solution is y equal to cf complementary function plus particular integral, and as you all know our complementary function, that is c1 plus c2x e raised to minus 3x, c1 plus c2x e raised to minus 3x plus e raised to x log phi upon log phi plus 3 whole square minus log 2 upon 9. You can also write e raised to x log phi as phi raised to x. Both are same. So your final answer y is c1 plus c2x e raised to minus 3x plus phi raised to x upon log phi plus 3 whole square minus log 2 upon 9. This is the general solution of the given ordinary differential equation. Let's move with one more example for the better understanding, that is solve d cube y upon dx cube plus 8y equal to cos hyperbolic 2x. Students, this is not simple trigonometric function. This is the hyperbolic functions. So, for the solution of this example, first we go for the homogeneous equation. That is, the homogeneous equation is we can represent d by dx as capital D. So this is d cube plus 8 into y equal to 0, right? So equation is m cube plus 8 equal to 0. This is our auxiliary equation, and the roots are, or we can say the factors are, m plus 2, m square minus 2m plus 4 equal to 0, because we are applying here a cube plus b cube formula, that is a plus b a square minus ab plus b square, right? So m plus 2 equal to 0, or m square minus 2m plus 4 equal to 0. So m equal to minus 2, or here in this case m equal to 2 plus or minus b square minus 4ac, that is 4 minus 16 upon 2. So after simplification I have 1 plus or minus I root 3. So this is my real root and this is my complex root, right? So here we have total 3 roots, minus 2, then 1 plus I root 3 and 1 minus I root 3. As our differential equation has power 3, so we have total 3 roots. So for the complementary function, here c1 e raised to minus 2x, and for the complex root e raised to, my real part is 1, so e raised to just x, here c2 cos root 3x, c3 sin root 3x. Students, again I repeat, for any query of complementary function, please once go through for lecture 1 of ordinary differential equation. Okay, then and only then you can understand the complementary function. Without lecture 1 you can't able to understand this complementary function. So for the particular integral 1 upon function of d, what is our function of d? That is d cube by 8, right? And what is our right hand side? That is cos hyperbolic 2x. So this is, as I told you, this is hyperbolic function. So cos hyperbolic x, that is e raised to x plus e raised to minus x by 2. This is hyperbolic 2x. So 1 upon d cube plus 8 e raised to 2x plus e raised to minus 2x by 2. Okay, we are applying this formula, hyperbolic formula. So as per the rule, 1/2 here e raised to 2x upon d cube plus 8 plus e raised to minus 2x upon d cube plus 8. We are putting this 2 general 1/2, then e raised to 2x, first term upon the denominator plus the second term upon the denominator. And as per the rule, this is the exponential term, so the multiple of x we have to substitute in the denominator d. So if we substitute here 2, then we have 1/2 e raised to 2x upon 2 cube, that is 8. So 8 plus 8 is 16. But for the second term, if I substitute here minus 2, then minus 8 plus 8, that is 0. So I have to, as per the rule, I have to write here x, put e raised to minus 2x, keep it same, and the derivative of the denominator, that is 3d square. Okay, now 1/2 e raised to 2x upon 16, first term keep it the same. Now I have to substitute the multiple of x in this d, that is minus 2 square. So minus 2 square, that is 4. So 4 3s are 12. So my answer is x e raised to minus 2x upon 12, right? So after simplification, my final pi, that is e raised to 2x upon 32 plus x e raised to minus 2x upon 24. So hence the general solution is, for the given differential equation, that is y equal to CF plus PI, and my CF is, what is my CF? C1 e raised to minus 2x plus e raised to x, C2 cos root 3x. So C1 e raised to minus 2x, e raised to x, C2 cos root 3x plus C3 sin root 3x. This is my CF plus PI. So e raised to 2x upon 32 plus x e raised to minus 2x upon 24. So this is my general solution for the given non-homogeneous linear differential equation d cube y upon dx cube plus 8y equal to cos hyperbolic 2x. Students, similarly you can solve for the sin hyperbolic 2x. For the sin hyperbolic 2x, the difference is just this sign, that there is minus sign between these two terms. Okay, there is just minus sign between these two terms for the sin hyperbolic x. So let's move for case 2. We learn a different type of example for case 1, that is the exponential case. Now for case 2, if our right hand side sin ax plus b or cos ax plus b, it means if our for the given non-homogeneous linear differential equation, if our right hand side is simple trigonometric term sin and cos, then for finding the particular integral, the rule is 1 upon function of d square cos ax plus b. It means we have to apply for function of d square only, right? So we have to replace multiple of x in just d square of d for the function of d square of d, and minus sign before that. So f of minus a square cos x plus b, the condition is denominator is not equal to 0. Same, if our denominator is equal to 0, we have to write x, we have to got the derivative of this function of d, and after the derivative of the given function of d, we have to replace our multiple of x in the just the d square, in the term of d square, and minus sign before that. So if our derivative of f dash a minus a square is not equal to 0, then this is our answer. But if denominator is 0, then we go for the next x square, and similarly up to x raised to r. Okay, so let's move for the solution of the example for the application of this case 2 for the better understanding. So our given question is d square plus 9 into y is equal to cos 4x, right? So as the given differential equation, our right hand side is non-zero. So this is the non-homogeneous equation, and as you all know, for the non-homogeneous differential equation, for the general solution, we have to find the two solution complementary function and particular integral. So for the complementary function, let's start with the homogeneous equation. So the homogeneous equation is d square plus 9 into y equal to 0, and the auxiliary equation is m square plus 9 equal to 0. Students, please keep in mind, when your power of m is 2, there is plus sign. So you have to put m square is equal to your whatever your constant term in the right hand side, which is in the form of negative sign, right? So m square is equal to minus 9. So by taking square root of both the side, you have m equal to plus or minus 3i, because the square root of 9 is plus or minus 3, and square root of this minus is I. Okay, so your m is plus or minus 3i. It means your roots are complex, and as your roots are complex, as per the rule of the complementary function, your CF, as you have no real part, so e raised to 0x, here C1 cos 3x plus C2 sin 3x, and e raised to 0x is 1. So you have to write only C1 cos 3x plus C2 sin 3x. This is your complementary function. Now for the particular integral, 1 upon function of d, that is 1 upon d square plus 9 into cos 4x. Now as per the rule, for the whole function of d, your term of d square, you have to replace multiple of x in just term of d square. So with minus sign. So we have to replace here minus 4 square because our multiple of x is 4. So minus 4 square plus 9. So this is 1 upon minus 16 plus 9. And this is here you have to put cos 4x, right? So our final answer is cos 4x upon minus 7. Our denominator is non-zero, so this is our particular integral. Hence, the general solution is y equal to CF plus PI, and your CF is C1 cos 3x plus C2 sin 3x minus cos 4x upon 7. So this is your general solution for the given non-homogeneous differential equation when your right hand side is the trigonometric function cos x, right? Let's move with one more example, that is d square plus 9 into y is equal to 2 sin 3x plus cos 3x. So let's start with the homogeneous differential equation, that is the homogeneous equation is d square plus 9 into y equal to 0. So the auxiliary equation is m square plus 9 equal to 0. So as you know, m square is equal to minus 9. By taking square root both the side, m equal to plus or minus 3i. So square root of 9 is plus or minus 3 and square root of minus 1 is I, right? So as you know, these roots are complex because there is I. So as per the rule of case 3 for the complementary function, CF is C1 cos 3x plus C2 sin 3x. Here there is no real part, so we are taking our real part as 0. So e raised to 0, that is 1. So this is our CF, our first part of the general solution. Now for the second part, PI, 1 upon function of d, that is d square plus 9, and your right hand side, that is 2 sin 3x plus cos 3x, right? So we put here 2 sin 3x upon d square plus 9 plus cos 3x upon d square plus 9. And as per the rule, the multiple of sin 3x, so multiple of x is 3. So we have to substitute here 3 in the place of d and minus sign before that. So 3 square, that is 9, and minus sign is, so minus 9 plus 9, it means our denominator is 0. So we put x in the numerator, 2 sin 3x, keep it same, and the derivative of denominator, that is 2d. The same we have to apply for the second term, because here again the multiple of x is 3. So if we substitute 3 in the place of d, then 3 square is 9 and minus sign before that as per the rule. So minus 9 plus 9 is 0. So here I am putting x cos 3x upon the derivative of denominator, that is 2d. Now as per the rule, I am substituting this multiple of x in the place of d square only, right? But there is no d square in the denominator, there is only d. So 1 upon d is nothing but it is the integration of this term. 1 upon d is the integration of this term. So this 2 will be cancelled. Now x, and the 1 upon d, it is the integration of sine 3x dx. Similarly, for the second term, x by 2, and this 1 upon d is the integration of this cos 3x dx. Now, as per the rule, integration of sin 3x is minus cos 3x upon 3, and the integration of cos 3x is sin 3x upon 3, right? So, after simplification, minus x cos 3x upon 3 plus x sin 3x upon 6. This is the particular integral for the given solution. Hence, the general solution for the given equation. Hence, the general solution is y equal to CF plus PI, and my complementary function is C1 cos 3x plus C2 sin 3x. This is complementary function plus particular integral, that is minus x cos 3x upon 3 plus x sin 3x upon 6. So students, this is the general solution for the non-homogeneous given linear differential equation. D square plus 9 into y equal to 2 sin 3x plus cos 3x. In this example, right hand side we have two terms, and there is, if we have, there is plus or minus sign between these two trigonometric terms, then we have to apply the case 2 for the particular integral, different for this both term, right? But if we have our right hand side like this, sin 3x into cos 2x, so there are two trigonometric terms, but there is no plus or minus sign between them, so there is only one term right hand side. Okay, so for this type of example, let's start the solution. That is, the homogeneous equation is d square minus 4d plus 3 equal to 0 into y equal to 0, and the auxiliary equation is m square minus 4m plus 3 equal to 0. So the factors are m minus 1 and m minus 3 equal to 0. So the roots are 1 and 3, both are real and distinct. As both roots are real and distinct, so as per the case 1, c1 e raised to x plus c2 e raised to 3x. So this is my complementary function. Now for the particular integral 1 upon function of d, that is d square minus 4d plus 3. So multiple of y, that is function of d. So d square minus 4d plus 3, and my right hand side is sin 3x cos 2x. So students, for this type of example, we are applying here 2SC formula. 2SC formula means 2 sin theta cos theta formula, and for this 2 sin theta cos theta formula, I am multiplying and dividing by 2, that is d square minus 4d plus 3. I am dividing by 2, that's why I am multiplying by 2 also, that is 2 sin 3x cos 2x, right? As per the formula 2 sin theta cos theta, there is 1/2 here, 1 upon d square minus 4d plus 3, that is sin 5x plus sin x. Okay, here I am applying 2SC, that is S plus S formula. S for sin, C for cos. 2 sin theta cos theta. So this is, if I have 2 sin theta 1 cos theta 2, then I have sin theta 1 plus theta 2 plus sin theta 1 minus theta 2. This is the formula, and this formula I am applying for this 2 sin 3x cos 2x. Okay, so Pi equal to 1/2 1 upon d square minus 4d plus 3, and my right hand side is sin phi x plus sin x upon d square minus 4d plus 3. I am applying both case separately, right? So 1/2, if I apply phi in the d square of d, okay, as per the rule, the multiple of x I have to substitute in d square only. So sin phi x upon minus 25 minus 4d plus 3, and for the second term sin x, here minus 1 square, that is just 1, minus 4d plus 3, right? After simplification, 1/2 sin phi x upon, here minus 4d minus 22, and for the second term sin x upon minus 4d minus plus 2, right? So we can also write here 2 minus 4d. So if I get 2 common from the denominator, I have 1 by 4 sin phi x upon, that is, if I get minus also common, so here minus and here 2d plus 11, right? And for the second term here, okay, see, there is plus between these two terms, so this is plus, right? So if I get minus common, here I have, if I write this separately, this is minus 1 by 4, this one is just 1 by 4, here 1 minus 2d, right? So minus 1 by 4, if I multiply and divide 2d minus 11 in the numerator and denominator, I have 2d minus 11, and in the denominator 4d square minus 121 into sin phi x. I am doing this because I want d square in the denominator, and same in the second term. If I multiply and divide by 1 plus 2d, I am multiplying by the complex, by the conjugate of the denominator in both the term, that is 1 plus 2d, and here 1 minus 4d square into sin x, okay. So as per the rule, now if I apply this phi in this d square and 1 in this d square, then I have pi equal to minus 1 by 4, here 2d minus 11, and in the denominator 4, this is minus, here phi square, right? Minus 1 to 1, this is sin phi x, okay. This is for first term, and for the second term 1 by 4, 1 plus 2d upon 1 minus 4, here minus 1 square into sin x, right? So this is second term, and after simplification I have 2 here 2 d sin phi x upon 884 and minus 11 sin phi x upon 884, and for the third term sin x upon 20, the last term 2d sin x upon 20, right? So after simplification I have total 4 term. Now d of sin phi x, d is d by dx, so that is the derivative of this term. So here 10 cos phi x upon 884, here minus 11 sin phi x upon 884 plus sin x upon 20. Now the derivative of sin x, that is 2 cos x upon 20, right? And after simplification my final pi is 10 cos phi x upon 884 minus 11 sin phi x upon 884 plus sin x upon 20 plus cos x by 10, right? So general solution is, hence the general solution y equal to CF plus PI. So you have to write your complementary function as well as PI. This is your final answer. So dear students, today we learn about the general solution of the non-homogeneous equation of the ordinary differential equation for case 1 and case 2 for finding the particular integral, and for case 1 is the exponential term and case 2 is the trigonometric term of sine or cos, right? So feel free to contact me for any query. Till that, enjoy the study. Thank you.